Hello and welcome to Devotion to Writing, a channel devoted to helping you cultivate a daily writing practice and to realize you are creative abundance. The word cultivate, which I use frequently, it's obvious, it's in the title of all of the videos. The word cultivate means to grow something, to attend to it, to be with it, to care for it. And this is what we need to do with our writing practice, to cultivate the writing, to cultivate the practice of writing, which is also a cultivation of being with ourselves. And anything we want to create in our lives, whether it's a piece of writing or a painting or a better way of living, a way that we want to live, requires that we cultivate it. And we cultivate anything, again, as I said, with our attention, with our care. So the way that I would hope that you could use these videos is to help you cultivate that which you want in your life. And if you would like to write, then I hope that you would use these videos to help you cultivate your writing practice, to be able to write everything and anything that fills your heart and fills your spirit and fills you with the desire to write. So with that in mind, grab your journal. I always say, grab a journal, grab your laptop, whatever it is you write on or with, and have that ready so that if you feel inspiration during this video, you could pause it and you could begin to write. If it calls something up in you that you want to respond to, then you can write about it. You can immediately put it on the page. And also, I will give you a prompt in this video. I don't always do that, but I try to be mindful of doing that. I like to give you an exercise that you actually could carry out on the page to get your writing practice going, to help you cultivate that practice. So with that in mind, let's look at what's inspired me today, and I wanted to share with you, which is, I found this quote in Jeanette Winterson's book, Art Objects. It's a book of essays on art and how we, as humans, engage with art. And also how we don't, because a lot of times she is talking about how we don't know how to look at art. And I would say we often don't know how to look at art in ourselves. We don't know how to endure or to just be with the art that arises within us, the music, the poetry, etc. And a practice is really about seeing, about being with what is in us. And so I found this quote. I'll share this with you, and it leads into a writing prompt. The quote is, "Our lives are elsewhere. Our lives are elsewhere. Art finds them." Our lives are elsewhere. Art finds them. When we let ourselves respond to poetry, to music, to pictures, she says, we are clearing a space where new stories can root. In effect, we're clearing a space for new stories about ourselves. We are clearing a space for new stories about ourselves through our response to art. And I'd like to add a little corollary to this, because I think that we make these new stories about ourselves not just when we view art or hear a piece of music, but when we let ourselves respond to ourselves as, say, poets to our poetry, as musicians to the music we are hearing, to the music in us that we are hearing. And we make room for the new stories, the new metaphors, new ideas, new beauty coming to us. And when we do this, we open new rooms with these new stories about ourselves. We open new rooms in ourselves that then we have to live into, or I shouldn't say have to, we get to live into. We fill those rooms with us. We fill those rooms with our imaginings, our metaphors, our feelings, our images, the colors, all that is rushing through us. And all of us have this. I believe this. It's not just, I know it. I don't even have to believe it. Every one of us has this innate energy, ability, in us to create. We are creative. Not only are we creative, we are abundantly creative. The energy flowing through us creatively to create never ceases. It never diminishes. We diminish it. We, ego, we thinking, we suppress that, or we say, I can't, I'm not able to. We have a litany of things we say we are unable to do, and this depresses the energy. But the energy is always the same. It always has the same strength. It's just, are we open to the flow or not? So for today's writing, I want to do what Winterson suggests. And I want to invite you to let yourself to respond to a poem or a piece of music or a photograph or a painting. So for this, as I said, I hope you maybe pause this video if you need to, grab a notebook, grab your laptop, whatever it is you write on. And also I invite you to find a poem or find a piece of music or find a phrase in a book or a paragraph from an author that inspires you. Find a piece of music. As I said, I suggest what works for me is instrumental music or classical music, because this is the emotions are often and the images are often conveyed then just in the music and not given to us by the lyrics. Lyrics, they give us an interpretation. And what I am hoping we'll do in this exercise is have you respond with your own interpretation of what is the music evoking in you. So read a poem, listen to a piece of music, find an image, a photograph, or a painting that speaks to you, and just allow yourself to feel it. Just be with it for a minute. Let it wash over you. Don't judge it. Don't think about how you're going to respond. Just really feel it and have this. Let your body, let your witnessing converse with this piece of art. And if anger comes up or joy comes up or jealousy comes up or sadness comes up or a whole scenario of scenes of what is happening, there are people in it, whatever it is, let all of this, your response, just come up naturally, and then you'll start to make language for it. You'll start to find a way to language it. And don't worry about whether it's making sense or if there's an order or cohesion. Just let the language come. Let the words kind of naturally come and suggest themselves to you. So that is the writing prompt I'd like to give you today. And so if you'd like to do that now, pause this video, go ahead and write if you want, engage with a piece of art. And write, if you can, for 5 minutes or 25 minutes, however long you want. And then when you're finished, you can come back and finish watching this video. Or you could just watch it to the end, understand this prompt, and then exercise at the end. So see if you can do that now. And this is it. This is the practice. This is the practice of cultivating a creative outlet, writing or a painting or a piece of music. We are sitting and we are engaging with ourselves, and we are listening, and we are responding to the stimuli to make out of ourselves a new story, to fill these new rooms that art, the art in us, or the art that we are responding to, opens in us, to fill this new room in us with a new story about ourselves, a new story for ourselves, new images, new objects, new beauty. All of this, none of this, I should say, was here before. It was not here before you made it. And this is the miraculous thing, and this is the joy of what we get to do when we engage creatively. We get to make, and we get to enjoy what we make if we allow ourselves, because some of us, we don't. We're so interested in judging what we make or shutting it down that we can't enjoy it. And that too is the practice that we're cultivating, to be able to enjoy ourselves, to be able to enjoy that we are artful, that we are art, that in us is a magical place that we get to spend time and play if we so desire. So the energy is always in us. We use it to write, We use it to create our lives. We're either suppressing that energy or we are allowing it to flow, and it flows endlessly. And if we allow it, it continues to flow into our lives. It continues to flow out of us and into the outside. Your practice is a practice of noticing and working with this energy, of letting it flow and responding to it, and always responding to open, to be curious, to play with it, to be it's wondrous. And this is how art opens us. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to subscribe, and if you know anyone who you think would benefit from this video, who wants to write or wants to be creative and needs a little nudge, needs a little support, please share it with them. That's why I make these videos. I'm here to help. I hope I can inspire you. I hope that I can help you cultivate a writing practice, because if you're watching this video, I believe that it's important for you to do it, that you want to do it, and that this desire is something deep in you calling you to do it, to be able to exercise and express this part of you that needs to be expressed, to open up that flow in you. Also, I invite you to learn more about devotion to writing, the workshops and retreats I lead. You can visit devotiontowriting.com. Also, I love to help you cultivate a writing practice in any way I can. These videos are just one way that I try to do that. So again, you can go to devotiontowriting.com and find out about workshops and retreats I lead. Thanks again. I hope that you write deeply today. I know that you'll write beautifully, because beauty is what you are. Blessings.